Say good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So I have sent the Google Classroom code and also I have uploaded the soft copy of the textbook. So you can go to the Google Classroom. I have created a iSection Google Classroom. So there I have posted the entire soft copy of the textbook, the same which you see on the screen share. So I have sent, you can download it and you can refer. Okay. Hello. ನಾನು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಡ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಇಂದು. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ. So last class we have discussed about this problem. That is a block which is resting on an inclined plane and it is subjected to the forces of 700 Newton and 800 Newton, and the weight of the block acts vertically downwards and it is resting on an inclined plane, and the angle of this inclination of this inclined plane with respect to horizontal is 45 degrees. So whenever you have problems of this kind, so a body resting on an inclined plane and subjected to the forces, so you need to select the reference axis. Always it is better to select the reference axis, x-axis parallel to the inclined plane and y-axis perpendicular to the inclined plane. So the axis of reference, choosing the axis of reference is very important, because when you choose the reference axis in such a way that most of the forces acts along those axes. Now here you have three forces, 700 Newton, 800 Newton and 600 Newton. So one of which being acting along y-axis. Hence the resolution parts become simple. Only you have to resolve these two forces, that is the weight of the block and 700 Newton. So now we have selected the reference axis parallel to the inclined plane and this angle is 45 degrees. So if I select the reference axis like this, x-axis like this and y-axis like this, so obviously this angle will be 45, because this is 45 and this is 90. So here if this is x-axis parallel to the inclined plane and this is the y-axis perpendicular to the inclined plane, so this angle is obviously 90 degree. This angle is obviously 90 degree. And this angle is also 45 degree and this angle is also 45 degree. So now we have to find the sum of horizontal components, that is sigma f of x. So in our case 700 cos 30, because if you project the line of action of this force is acting in the fourth quadrant. So in fourth quadrant sigma f of x, that is f of x is positive, hence it is plus 700 cos 30. And you have this force 600 Newton, so it makes an angle 45 degree with respect to y-axis and also 45 degree with respect to x-axis. And if you project this force, correct, it is acting in third quadrant. In third quadrant, both f of x is negative and f of y is negative. So let me resolve with respect to x-axis. So either it is minus 600 cos 45 or it is minus 600 sin 45. Now you can see here it has been resolved with respect to y-axis. So hence its x component is minus 600 sin 45. So thereby you will get the sigma f of x as 181.953 Newton and sigma f of y. You can see 800 Newton force is acting along y-axis in the upward direction. So 800 sin 0, or it is simply you can take it as 800 minus 600 cos 45, or it is 600 sin 45. If you resolve with respect to x-axis, 600 sin 45, or it is 600 cos 45. Next, if you consider this force, its vertical component is 700 sin 30. So on simplification, we will get the value of sigma f of x as 25.736 Newton. So once you get f of x and f of y, you can find out the resultant. R is equal to sigma f of x square plus f of y square, so which is 183.764 Newton, and theta tan inverse sigma f of y by f of x, it works out to be 8.05 degree. So this is the method by which you can resolve the forces which are acting on a block which is resting on an inclined plane. Now one more problem of this kind. Now you can see here a force of 200 Newton is acting on a block as shown in figure. Find the components of the force along horizontal and vertical direction. So here you have only one force acting on the block, that is 200 Newton, and which makes an angle 30 degree with respect to the x-axis here, because x-axis is parallel to the inclined plane. Now you can also have the axis that is like this, x and y, x and y. So if you take out this portion, and write a separate figure, you can see here, this is x-axis and this is y-axis, and this angle is being 30, this angle is being 30. Obviously this angle is also 30, you can see here, this angle is also 30, and this 200 Newton force is acting like this, and it is making an angle 30 degree. So obviously this angle also becomes 30 degree, correct? And this is y-axis. Now you can resolve this force along x and y component. So now here it is all put together, this is 60 degree, correct? And if you direct this force, it is acting in the third quadrant. If you extend this line of action of the force, this force is acting in the third quadrant, and its x component is minus 200 cos 60, and its y component is minus 200 sin 60. It's a very simple problem, so which has appeared in the BTU exam January 2007. So next, so let us discuss this problem. Now determine the resultant of forces acting on a structure at point O, both in magnitude and direction. Now here you have a structure, like this, and at this point it is subjected to a force of 800 Newton, and it is subjected to a force of 600 Newton. And this side is given 3 meter, and this length is 6 meter. This length is 6 meter. So you can call this point as O, you can call this point as A, and you can call this point of B. Now this side OA is 6 meter, and this one, that is AB, is 3 meter, and this angle is given. And this is the point about which two forces of 800 Newton and 600 Newton are acting. So you are required to find the magnitude and direction of the resultant of these two forces. Now you can see this figure. This is the force acting here at point O, and one more force 600 Newton is acting here, and this length OA is 6 meter, and this is 3 meter. Now this angle is given to you. That is 60 degree. Here it is given 60 degree. Now you have to find this one. You drop a vertical from point O and call this point as B. Now you have to find this AB. So AB is nothing but cos theta. So cos 60 is equal to AB by 6, correct? Cos theta or cos 60 is equal to this side, adjacent side by the hypotenuse, that is cos 60 is equal to AB divided by 6. So hence AB is equal to 3 meters. So similarly, you can also find OB. OB is nothing but sin theta. Sin 60 is equal to OB by OA. So that is about 5.196 centimeters. So here OB is 5.196 centimeter, and AB works out to be 3 meters. So AB works out to be 3 meters. So this is 3 meters and this is 3 meters, correct? This is 3 and this is also 3. Now here, this angle is not given to you. This angle is, you can call it as theta. So obviously this angle is also theta. This angle is also theta. Now, since you know the distance CB, correct? CB and OB. So you can apply the tan relationship. So tan theta is nothing but OB by CB. OB by CB. CB is 6 meters and OB is 5.196. So thereby you will get this angle theta. So now tan theta is equal to OB by CB. Now you can see here tan theta is OB by BC or whatever CB, that is 5.196 divided by 6. Thereby you will get this angle as 40.89 degrees. Now, so basically we need this angle for resolution. We need this angle. Now this angle, it works out to be about 40.89 degrees. Now you select the reference axis at about this point. So let me select vertical axis like this and the horizontal axis like this. So select the reference axis first. and this is the vertical axis, and this is the horizontal axis. Now we need to find sigma f of x and sigma f of y, because we need the magnitude and direction of the resultant. So sigma f of x is equal to, this is 800 Newton acting along x direction, 800 Newton acting along x direction. And if you resolve this 600 Newton force, its x component is minus 600 cos 40.89. Minus 600 cos 40.89. Only thing is you have two forces. You can take out this separately. You can write 800 Newton force, 600 Newton force. You select the x and y axis, and this angle you know, theta. So sigma f of x is equal to 800 minus 600 cos 40.89. So similarly, sigma f of y, since you have only this force where you have the vertical component, so sigma f of y is minus 600 sine theta, sine 40.89. So now let us check. You can see here, sigma f of x is 800 minus 600 cos 40.89. It works out to be 346.419 Newton, and sigma f of y is only you have 600 Newton force which has the vertical component in the downward direction. So minus 600 sine 40.89, it works out to be minus 392.765 Newton. So either you can write this minus, or in the bracket, you can show the arrow in the downward direction. In the bracket, you can show the arrow in the downward direction. And here sigma f of x is positive. That is, you can show the arrow in the positive direction, or else you can also put this negative sign. So then you find the magnitude of the resultant, r is equal to square root of sigma f of x square plus sigma f of y square. So thereby you'll get the magnitude of the resultant as 523.708 Newton. And the direction of the resultant, alpha tan inverse sigma f of y by sigma f of x. So thereby you'll get the direction of the resultant as 48.59. So now, since sigma f of x is positive and sigma f of y is negative, hence the resultant acts in which quadrant? Can anyone tell? Some of its horizontal component is positive and vertical component is negative. So the resultant is acting in which quadrant? Hello. I have a question for you guys. Anyone can answer? The name?
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth quadrant, yes, correct. Because sigma f of x is positive and sigma f of y is negative. So these types of problems also, you may have, only thing is you may have to find this side, and thereby you get this angle. Okay. Only using sine, cos, and tan relation, you can find those unknown things. Now again, you have a simple problem. 100 Newton vertical force is applied to a shaft at point A as shown in figure. Determine the effect of 100 Newton force at point O. So we need to find its effect at point O, correct? So this is nothing but, it is having a couple. So couple means two equal, opposite, and parallel and non-collinear forces give rise to a couple. Now this side is given to you, that is 0.6 meter, and at point A you have a 100 Newton force acting in the downward direction. So a 100 Newton vertical force is applied to a shaft at A as shown in figure. Determine the effect of 100 Newton force up about point O. We want to find the effect of this force, 100 Newton force at point O. So apply equal and opposite forces 100 Newton at O as shown in figure. So you have to apply equal and opposite, correct? Here 100 Newton force is taken here and also in the downward direction. So it produces the couple, because here it is 100 Newton. So it has been directed this, and here in the opposite direction you need to take 100 Newton force, because we need to find the effect of this force about point O. So apply equal and opposite force of 100 Newton at O as shown in figure. The effect produced is as shown in figure, that is in 3.16. Now you can see here. So the effect is totally, the effect produced at point O is 30 Newton meter. So this is a couple. The problem is on couple. So couple is nothing but two equal parallel opposite forces give rise to a couple. Now here, so this angle is 60 degree, this angle is 60 degree. So now a downward force of 100 Newton at point O. So I have to take a downward force of 100 Newton at point O, and clockwise couple of 100 into 0.3, that is equal to 30 Newton meter. So now this is the force. What is the perpendicular distance? So this becomes the perpendicular distance. This becomes the perpendicular distance. Now it is 0.6 meter, 0.6 meter. So OB is nothing but cos theta. You have to find this side, that is OB you have to find. So OB is nothing but cos theta. Cos theta is nothing but OB by AO. OB by AO. So cos 60 is equal to OB by AO. So thereby you will get the value of OB as 0.3 meters. So now this force into the perpendicular distance. Force into perpendicular distance. The magnitude of the force is 100 and the perpendicular distance is being 0.3. So we produce a clockwise couple, which produce a clockwise moment or clockwise couple at point O. So now you can see here, it is 100 into 0.3, it works out to be 30 Newton meter. So it produces a clockwise moment at point O. So here the force has been replaced by means of a couple. The effect of this force has been replaced by means of a couple. That means for a couple, here the effect of the couple is you should have two equal and opposite forces. Two equal and opposite forces which are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, parallel to each other, and it is kept at a distance d. It is kept at a distance, say d meters. So thereby you can find the effect of force about this point. So again, you have one more problem with respect to couple. Reduce the force acting at A into a system of forces and couple at point O. Again here, at this point, you need to find the effect of this force. And here you have a square block, and at point A, it is subjected to a force of 40 Newton, which makes an angle 30 degree with respect to horizontal. And here the sides distances have been given. So it's a rectangular one. The height is 4 meter and the width is 3 meter. And here you have a 40 Newton force. So you have to find the effect of this force about point O. So here you have to replace this force by a force which acts in the opposite direction, which forms a couple at this point. Apply equal and opposite forces of 40 kilonewton at O parallel to the given force. So it should be essentially parallel to the given force. So couple at point O, MO is equal to, here its horizontal component. If you resolve this force, its horizontal component is 40 cos 30. So it is acting over here, correct? 40 cos 30. So if you want to find the effect of this force about point O, you have to consider the moment. That is, moment is nothing but the magnitude of the force into the perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance from this point to this point. That is, it is 4 meter. So hence, 40 cos 30 into 4. You can see here, 40 cos 30 into 4. So the horizontal component of this force produces a moment of 40 cos 30 into 4 at this point. Correct? It creates a clockwise moment. And if you resolve this force, its vertical component is 40 sine 30. It is acting in the downward direction. And this 40 sine 30, when you take the moment about this point, so this distance is 3 meters. So hence, it also creates a clockwise moment. Both the components, that is x component as well as y component, both creates a clockwise moment. The x component creates a moment of 40 cos 30 into 4, and the y component creates a moment of 40 sine 30, correct? 40 sine 30, you can see 40 sine 30 like in the downward direction, and the perpendicular distance is 3 meters. Which also creates a clockwise moment. So hence, the couple at point O or MO is equal to 40 cos 30 into 4 plus 40 sine 30 into 3. So it works out to be 198.56 kilonewton meter clockwise. You can see here it produces a moment due to the couple the magnitude of which is 198.56 kilonewton meter. So these types of problems also we may have. Now these are some of the problems for exercise. So now here you have a concurrent force system. So in first quadrant you have a force of 300 Newton, so which makes an angle 30 degree, and at this second quadrant you have a 224 Newton. So here the angle is not given, the slope of the line is given, and in the third quadrant you have a force of 200 Newton. So this angle is being 60 degree, and you have a fourth force 390 Newton. So this side, the slope of the line is 5/12. Now, can you take a sheet of paper and pen and let us work out this problem and check the answer. So now, first we need, this angle is known to you, this angle is known to you. So you have to find this angle. You have to find this angle, that is 5 divided by 12. 5 divided by 12. So you can use tan relation, tan theta. So thereby you'll get this angle. Tan theta is equal to, so how much is the angle? Can you tell me? These two angles I want. So I can call this angle as theta 1, this angle as theta 1, and this angle as theta 2. So find out the angle. So once you find these angles, then the rest is very simple. Find the sum of x component and sum of y components. So can you tell me the angle theta 1 and theta 2? This angle you can find, or else it is like this, or else you can have like this, 12 divided by 5. So you'll get this angle. So obviously this is the alternate angle. This is 1/2. So tan 1/2 is 0.5. Tan inverse 0.5, how much?
26.56.
26.56. So this angle you can take it as 26.56 because this side is 2 and this side is 1. Obviously this is 1 and this is 2. So tan theta is equal to 1/2. Tan theta is tan inverse 1/2. So this angle is 26.56. So similarly, this is 5 and this is 12. So this is 12 and this is 5, correct? So thereby we'll get this angle. So tan theta is equal to 12/5. Our theta is tan inverse 12/5. What is the angle?
67.38.
So this angle is 67.38 with respect to x-axis. Or else this angle is 67.38. Obviously this angle is the alternate angle. It is also 67.58 and this angle is 26.56. Now sigma f of x is equal to plus 300 cos 30 minus 224 cos 26.56 minus 224 cos 26.56 minus 200 cos 60 plus 300 cos, how much it is this angle? 60 something you said.
67.38.
67.38. So sigma f of x is equal to 300 cos 30 minus 224 cos 26.56 minus 200 cos 60 plus 390 65 point something, correct? So find the sum of x component, sigma f of x. So similarly, find the sum of y components, that is 300 sine 30, 300 sine 30 plus 224 sine 26.56 minus 200 sine 60, 200 sine 60 minus 390 sine 67 point something. So find out sigma f of x and sigma f of y. Then you can find out the value of r. R is equal to square root of sigma f of x square plus f of y square. So please check the answer whether you get this answer 3 or 3.4 Newton, and theta is tan inverse sigma f of y by sigma f of x. Please check the answer which has been given here. Yes, Supriya. So these are some of the exercise problems. Anyway, I have shared the soft copy of this textbook. So you can go through these problems. These are the exercise problems. So if you solve these problems and check with the answer, so you will be perfect with the concept. So anyway, I request all of you to mark your attendance in the chat box. So you got the answer, sigma f of x and sigma f of y, that is r. Anyone? Vaishnavi? Vaishnavi Amar? See, Amoga Varsha. In ಹೆಸರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ USN ನಂಬರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. USN ನಂಬರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. Make sure that Amoga Varsha. So you have just written your name. USN number ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. So please write your USN number against your name. Otherwise, chat box will now attendance other exams it will not take. So then you will get the message as absent. Amoga Varsha, now it's okay. So answer ಸರಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇದು? ಗಗನಡಿ ಗಗನಡಿ.
Yes, sir.
ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸರಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ? ಸಿಗ್ಮಾ ಎಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಎಫ್ ಆಫ್ ವೈ. ಸರಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ? Because so this completes the resultant of concurrent force systems. So these are some of the problems you can try at home. So anyway, I have shared the soft copy of the textbook in the Google Classroom. So I have shared the code also. You can download it and we can go through. So next class, it is from Tuesday onwards. I will start a new chapter, that is centroid, and that is fourth module. So this class, the resultant of coplanar concurrent force system is over. So any doubts or any clarifications you have, you can ask freely. Anyone? Concept clear ಇದೆಯಾ? ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅಥವಾ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ವೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಭಾರತಿ ಹೆಗಡೆ
Yes, sir.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯೇನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubts or any clarification you need? Is it okay? Nitin, yes?
Yes, sir.
Clear idea concept? Any
Yes,
doubts?
sir. Clear.
Clear
No,
idea.
sir.
Purushottam, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Concept is clear? You know how to resolve a given
Yes, sir.
concurrent? Okay, fine. So anyway, you can go through the exercise problems and you try to work out. If you have any doubts, I will help out. So anyway, I'll be ending the class today. So all of you mark your attendance in the chat box. So I will take up the class on Tuesday. So Tuesday I have my class. I will start a new chapter, that is Android. So that is fourth module, because in the first test we'll be giving half from the fourth chapter and the half questions will be on Centroid. It's very easy. So anyway, so please mark your attendance in the chat box. I'll be ending the session. Sixteen six.